How's it going there, everybody? It's Mr. Zan over here, bringing you guys another Nanbaka episode discussion. And for today's segment, guys, we are going to be talking about episode 6 of Nanbaka. And in this episode, guys, I have to say it's split in between 3 different segments. Yes, folks. In Act 1, I believe it was Momoko, and she was talking with one of her wardens as well. And we actually noticed that Momoko still has the tendencies to actually talk about, oh, Hajime this, Hajime that, Hajime this, Hajime that. But her skit was pretty hilarious because it's due to the fact that, you know, she was trying to buy chocolates for Hajime throughout the whole entire episode. And I was actually laughing at the fact that the characters actually broke on the fourth wall right in the beginning of the episode too, which is pretty hilarious. That they were saying that, oh, you know, Valentine's Day is not even until next year. And I'm here thinking like, you know, Valentine's Day is getting closer, well, for me actually, but I feel like they were kind of implying, because season 2 starts in 2017, because season 1 of Nanbaka starts in 2016, I was kind of like maybe hinting like, oh, like, are these guys foreshadowing something that Momoko's gonna be doing for season 2 during Valentine's Day week? Like, oh, like, that was pretty intense. I'm not lying to you guys, like, that was pretty funny. Like, I like how the characters are doing that throughout the episode itself. But I would say that's Act 1, with Momoko talking about Hajime and, you know, with her flirtatious side around there. But then we move on to Act number 2, folks. And in Act number 2, we actually get to see is Hajime versus Kenshido. Now, this fight was fairly entertaining because of the fact that it's hilarious that Hajime has to go in at another challenge. And this challenge is another free-for-all fight, guys. Honestly, that's the way I kind of see it. This is another fight that the main characters in the cast are fighting. I feel like all these fights are just puns on other anime itself, that, like, you know, when there's a tournament saga, all it really means, forget the story, everybody really is here just for the fights. Who cares about the story itself? And I feel like that's what really the purpose of Nanbaka is trying to emphasize, on the fact that, you know, that everybody's really is here for the fights and not against the silly games that happens all around the lore of the tournament itself. Like, that's what I personally feel like when Nanbaka is actually trying to emphasize. In my opinion, that's what I feel too whenever I'm reading any other manga or I'm watching an anime. Like, I'm not really there just to watch the tournament. I'm really there just so I can see some main characters kick some booty out of their enemies. But like I said, guys, it's fairly entertaining because we actually get to see Kenshido actually. It seems that he sees as Hajime as his love rival, but Hajime does not love Momoko, or at least he's not affiliated or has any flirtatious feelings towards Momoko, because he kind of sees her more as a boss in a professional manner. But Kenshido's like, oh man, I can't believe I get to fight you again. I am now gonna take my pride as a man and I'm gonna face you off. And I'm here thinking like, so this guy loves her? I'm like, well, good luck with that, mate, because honestly, she's in love with someone else. But I did love how the episode is going at it at its pace, because of the fact that they were doing another pun in itself, and that was when Kenshido was actually facing off Hajime. It was split, for that part, it was split in 2 parts as well. With the beginning of the fight with Kenshido versus Hajime, it was more of a silly antics, and like it was kind of making the viewers themselves feel like, oh, okay, we all know Hajime is gonna win. But then it gets into a more serious tone later to the second half of the fight, because the first half they kind of dropped like a Call of Duty like gift box. And remember, if you guys ever play the game, there's like a gift box that opens up, and if you guys spend points, you get like a certain weapon. In the tournament, they kind of did something similar, except without spending the money. They just kind of throw a box with weapons, and the main characters grabbed whatever arsenal they could find, and they were just kind of like attacking each other with whatever items they found in the box. And I thought to myself that the weapons that Kenshido was choosing was arrows, but they had like plunges at the tips of it. And I'm like thinking, is that supposed to emphasize how when like old school Japanese like warriors went off to face off in battle and they got shot by arrows? But it's so dramatic because the way Momoko was like seeing the scene, like she was seeing Hajime as like this really brave samurai warrior who's standing for his love for Momoko. Like I said, it's funny how it's going towards Momoko itself, like the Hajime versus Kenshido fight. it's all about Momoko, but apparently Hajime is just really there just to get it over with. But I was kind of feeling a little sympathetic for Hajime himself because of the fact that he was just done with another challenge, so he wanted to give other characters to, you know, at least like get a chance to shine. I believe he wanted Yamato to take in the plays. I would have loved to see more of Yamato fighting in the ring, as when he gets serious, he means serious business. Yamato is no joke as well, man. Yamato-san, I would love to see more of you fighting. Plus, I love the way he uses his scarf too. It's so hilarious. It's just like an embodiment to Kuwabara-san from Yu Yu Hakusho right there, like a homage right there. Like I said, it's really respecting a lot of anime in this specific anime itself. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Moving on, guys. Moving on. As you know, with Kenshiro and you could say with Hajime fight, it was mediocre at its best. But I forgot to mention that the second part of the fight, guys, it more involved. When the tone changed. That's when you could say that Kenshiro uses a specific whip that kind of uses he moves the whip so fast that apparently it slices through air and creates like wind slices and etc, etc. And I'm here thinking like, hey, it's pretty cool, man, but does that mean that you torture your victims like that? Are you trying to kill them, or are you torturing them, or is this like some kind of reverse psychology going on? You know, like I like how it was kind of going, but at the same time it's like, Kenshiro, you're really nothing. Hajime, just do that one punch move that you do. Oh wait, no, that's Yamato-san. But still, he could still do that because it's Hajime-san as well. Hajime can do that one punch kill right there. But moving on though, guys, like I said, that was like the good chunk of the first half. Now we're gonna move on to the last act, I should say, another arc. That would have been hilarious. But we move on to the last act of the episode itself. And then the last act is actually Jugo. Jugo finally moves on and in the playing field, and for once he actually is useful. And even Uno himself stated when the challenge was about to be starting, Uno was telling him like, "Hey man, be useful. And you're the main character of this anime. Get your butt in there and just start doing something." And I thought to myself, that was pretty funny because it's true. Jugo's the main character, but he's like this freaking laziest person that you would find out of all the main cast members, as they're all doing their best in the Terminus Saga. But Jugo's the only one that's kind of failing at most everything. So apparently, it seems that he's actually pretty good at fighting, because this is actually his time to shine. At first, though, hold on, guys. Let me stop there for a second. At first, though, it seems that he was actually losing, because the character he was facing off was very entertaining. His name was Musashi, and this Musashi person, he had this foreboding demeanor. He had like I believe he was blinded, but the dialogue that he was explaining to us viewers was the fact that kind of tripped us out, or me in general, I could say, was the fact that he was telling everybody that Jugo was like a killer. He gouged out his eyes, and while he was fighting it and pushing aside, he was saying, "Come on, man, show me your true side. Stop being this person that you are. Did moving to another cell block make you this weaker person?" I'm here thinking like, wait a minute, whoa, there's a darker side of Jugo now. Like, oh man, now I'm interested. I want to see more of what Jugo's got to offer. And trust me, folks, Jugo brought down the house, because apparently it seems that Jugo himself, I don't know if it's like an experiment or something, but apparently he can, I don't know if they're just like, if that was a gag, or if that's part of the lore of Jugo's, like storyline itself. Because remember, Jugo is the main character. Remember how he has these shackles that they can't take off, and Musashi apparently has like this affection towards these shackles that he wants to have them for themselves. But the point is that Jugo can like have like these like arms that are like scissors or knives or something. I don't know if that's a homage to like basically that he's like a Japanese descent, so he can cut everything like a Japanese samurai. I'm not too sure if that was the case, or to emphasize the fact that he's to make him seem like more of a antagonist kind of look. Like he really did look like an antagonist. I'm not gonna lie to you guys. Like seeing the blood just come down all of Jugo's face, and you see like his hands transform into like he started to look more like a demon of some sort. And honestly, Musashi, what he was saying, it kind of started to make sense. And I personally thought to myself like, oh man, like Nanbaka is now starting to become pretty serious, and it's starting to make itself known to the world that this anime can go from comedy to action to freaking epicness all in one go. Like honestly, there's no roller coaster. No. It does it all in one go and keeps climaxing and climaxing. And that's the thing I love about Nanbaka too, that it keeps doing that for us viewers. That we're always anticipating as to what's gonna happen in the next episode. But let's not forget, with Musashi's character development, he was also making the episode entertaining with the fact that the way that he's actually a pyrotechnic, or I believe so, like he was a pyrotech, that he could like combust into flames, and because his body temperature can like rise to a certain degree, and he can like basically just like throw fire itself. Honestly, I thought that was like reminiscent to Yu Yu Hakusho as well, with the fact with the Dragon of the Darkness flying. That, like, to me, it just made me remember of that. Like, I don't know about you viewers, but that really kind of felt like it was probably in that kind of scenario itself. But that's it for Musashi, I would say, because, you know, there was not that too much about him. But I would love to know more about Musashi himself, as to if there's more clan members, to see if they're going to incorporate him into the story more, if he's going to be used more in a comical gag sense. But in this part of the episode, he was very used as a very antagonist side, and to provoke Jugo in this episode. And it was, like I said, all you viewers out there are gonna love this episode, and I'm hoping that the next episode too is gonna be entertaining, or at least show us more of the lore between Jugo and Musashi themselves. I want to know what happened in the past between these two characters. But like I said, though, guys, that's it for today's segment. Let me know down in the comments below as to what were you guys' thoughts on the anime episode itself. And like I said, I personally thought it was pretty entertaining to see how it was kind of going. Momoko was almost a start, but I felt like Jugo just brought it back over again. Once Jugo gets into the fight, that's like his cliche. He can open any lock, but he's also a great fighter. I feel like that's what Jugo's main role of it is. If you guys want to fight, go fight Jugo. But like I said, guys, that's it for today's segment. And don't forget, guys, if you guys enjoy my content, give a like, comment, share, and subscribe for more Nanbaka episode discussions, or check out my other playlists for other fall 2016 animes and winter 2017. Like I said, I review a lot of other anime as well. But have a nice day, guys, and I'll see you guys in the next video.